So today we are doing a sort of 2 months review of a cinema camera that I bought 2 months ago. And to be absolutely honest, I can say that so far it's the best camera I ever used. Now, before we jump into the review, I just want to mention that in my opinion, gear is important, but it's not everything. Before you start investing into your equipment, I would invest into education. I would make sure that you can hone your storytelling skills, your cinematography skills, understanding the light and other aspects of filmmaking, because that combination of a skill and then high quality equipment can not only improve the quality of your work, but it can also open up doors for bigger and better projects, or maybe more meaningful projects. And if you're new here, my name is Jakub. I'm an adventure filmmaker, cinematographer, and storyteller. And here on YouTube, I teach young filmmakers how to improve their skills and also how to tell better and more meaningful stories. That being said, let's talk about the camera. So this is a Kinefinity Mavo LF Mark2. It's a 6K full-frame camera that can shoot up to 75 frame rates in 6K and up to 300 frame rates, I believe, I think it's 2K. But in that range, you can move between frame rates and between resolutions. It shoots in ProRes, and it can shoot up to ProRes 444XQ, which is a 12-bit codec. So plenty of data. Over the past 2 months, I've put it through some real-life scenarios, and man, I really love using this camera. Guys, by the way, the sun is going down really fast, so maybe the exposure in the video is going to be changing quite a lot. But let's talk about the things that I like. First, I love the camera's form factor. It's a cube similar to Red Komodo or Arri, and what I love about it is that you can customize to your shooting preference. So in this setup, for example, it's a very minimal run and gun setup with a vintage lens, side handle, top handle, monitor. But if you would like to, you can also rig it up for a proper production, and it just makes the camera very versatile. What I like about the body design is also the fact that you can use remount batteries, and you can also put Canon BPU batteries here to power the camera. So 2 power options. Then you have a bunch of industry standard ports, SDIs, remote control, and so on and so forth. Another thing that I really like is that you have interchangeable mounts. So basically you can use EF, PL, Sony E-mount with electronic support. And I believe there's also a Nikon mount, but not so many people use it these days. Another thing I really love about the camera is the color science. The color science is very similar to Arri, and the curve is very similar to Arri. So it has a very nice highlight roll-off, and you can basically even use a Arri Rec 709 LUT on the Kinelog, and the footage just looks really good. If you would want to take it to another level, you can purchase some professionally made LUTs, for example from Gafpa Gear, which is the reseller that I bought it from. And these LUTs look really incredible. And then if you are a professional colorist, you can also use a specific color pipeline in DaVinci and basically color grade the footage as if you were color grading Arri-like C. Third thing I really like is how the camera changed the way I shoot, because, the startup time is a little slower. It's a different form factor compared to a DSLR or mirrorless that I was using before. You have to be more intentional with your shots. And that basically makes you more focused. It makes you think more about the shots that you're getting, think about the angles, composition, camera movements. And so overall, this camera made me enjoy shooting again. I really want to take it out and shoot as much as I can, because I feel that by using it, I'm intentionally focusing on improving my skills in cinematography, in camera movement, and so on and so forth. So definitely a big part of getting the cinema camera is the shooting experience for me. So these are probably the 3 main reasons why I love this camera. But if I was to mention a few other reasons, then it would definitely be the SSD media, which basically allow you to record into a proprietary media, and then you can take that media out, plug it into computer with USB-C, and right away start transferring or editing. You don't need any card readers. There's also 2 types of media. So one that is from Kinefinity, that one is rate protected, and that basically just makes sure that your footage is protected at all times And then there's another one where you can just buy the SSD case, and then you buy your own, for example, Samsung NVMe2 SSDs, and you have much cheaper media options. So right now I have one Kinefinity media, which is 1 terabyte, and then I have this kind of a third-party media, which is 2 terabytes. But so far works perfectly. I had no issues with it at all. Another thing that I really like is definitely the menus. The menu is very simple, very easy to navigate, and you can even set up to 8 presets. So by a press and hold of a single button, a menu pops up where you have your presets saved, and you can quickly switch between the presets, which really speeds up when you're in the field shooting and maybe you need to switch from a slow motion to normal speed, or you need to switch from a 6K open gate to Super 35, 150 frames. So very, very useful. I wish more camera manufacturers would think about the operating system this way. I'm here filming a YouTube video. So as you can see, plenty of things that I really like about this camera. But if I was also to talk about some things which I don't like, then first thing would be the startup time. In the beginning, the startup time was around 40-45 seconds. But now with the new firmware update, I think it went down to 30. I know that this is sort of a standard with cinema cameras, but it's still quite frustrating when you're used to a mirrorless camera, which literally starts up in 2-3 seconds. Another thing that I'm not extremely stoked with is the rolling shutter. It's not too bad, but it's also not extremely good. Here you can see some examples, so you can judge it yourself. And this is compared to my Lumix S1. And probably the last thing that I wish could be improved with the firmware update is the option of lowering the shutter speed or shutter angle to a point where the images get really blurry. Because I'm used to creating this effect and I really enjoy this effect. But currently, with the lowest shutter angle settings, the image gets a little blurry, but not as much as I would like. And this is basically it. As I said, I've only had the camera for 2 months and I'm extremely happy with it. If you have any questions about the camera whatsoever, don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. I just want to say that I'm not extremely technical tip when it comes to the camera gear, and I'm more focused on how the shooting experience makes me feel. Does it make me more creative? Does it make me want to take the camera out and shoot? And I can happily say that the Mavo LF Mark2 definitely does that. And that's it for today, guys. As I said, if you have any questions, let me know. I hope that you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one next Tuesday. Peace!